What's going on, guys? My name is Kinross. On YouTube I go by Kenny Games. Today we're going to be breaking down the best budget players, how to build your no money spent team. This isn't just budget beasts, I should say. It's just players that every single no money spent team definitely needs. Let's get into the video. So if you guys don't know, I am a no money spent player. That is the focus on my channel, along with the coin making methods and tips that I normally give. I like to give advice on how to just be a genuinely good no money spent team, how to be an effective no money spent team. And in order to do that, not only do you have to budget your coins well, but you also have to build position types that are more critical, i.e. spend more coins in the critical specialist player type spots, because that's where you're really going to need your separation as receivers, or your coverage as cornerbacks, or your pursuit, or whatever it may be. That's how you got to budget your coins. And so that's kind of the point of this video. Yeah, some of these cards might be more expensive, but it's how it's okay to justify spending more money or more coins in that position area type, as opposed to like a right guard or a left guard or something, or a linebacker, where linebackers just aren't good in this game. So what's the most effective way, the best 5 players that may not be the cheapest but are definitely the most important for your team? Starting off with the first player, we have our quarterback. Obviously, quarterback, you can't do anything in Madden without a good quarterback. I have Josh Allen. Why do I have Josh Allen? Because for one ability point, he gets what I believe to be the best ability in the game: gunslinger, faster throwing animations and velocity on bullet passes. This is just so critical. It is so important to have that on a quarterback, especially if he's not super mobile. Now, the good thing about Josh Allen is he has decent speed. He's got 83 speed when he's powered up. I have +1 sprinter, so that's why he's at 84. But also his throw power, man. And if you power him up, put your chemistries, your go deep chemistries on him, he's gonna get all the way to 98 throw power this early in the game with gunslinger. It is unbelievable how effective that is. And on top of that, he's got that like sneaky speed, you know, the speed that can help you get out from under any sort of defensive end or linebacker that's trying to chase you down. It's just fast enough to be effective, kind of slow enough so that your opponent isn't going to see you come out with Josh Allen and immediately throw up two quarterback spies, because it's just not going to be on the forefront of his mind. So it's so effective to have it that way. Josh Allen is my #1 must-need player. He's made some absolutely ridiculous plays for me. He actually made the play of the year for me in tandem with one other player who's going to be our next player. That's right, those of you that are fans of the channel or have watched my streams. By the way, link to my Twitch is down in the description below. I do stream every Friday night if you guys are interested, and sometimes throughout the weeks. But my next player is Reggie Bush. I know Reggie Bush is expensive. He's like 300K. His power up costs a decent amount. You will never regret buying Reggie Bush. This card plays unbelievable. And on top of that, he has another ability just like Josh Allen that makes him so much more worth it, and that's Backfield Master. Backfield Master is so incredible for one ability point, more hot routes, and improved catching from the backfield. He's not going to drop passes. He's going to have great hot routes like your Texas route, which will shred man coverage, especially Reggie Bush's route running. Safeties, linebackers, it doesn't matter who. And on top of that, he's going to catch the ball. He's going to be reliable, and he's fast. So you can beat people deep, which is also huge with a running back, especially if you're running any sort of wide or empty sets. Reggie Bush, I know he's expensive. That's why I can't necessarily call this a budget card, but it's so important. He is just an unbelievable player. He plays so well, and those table routes and Texas routes and the hot routes on the backfield can make essentially any sort of formation or play be able to beat man coverage, which we all know is just a ridiculous meta in this game. The next player we have is one that's very near and dear to my heart as well, because I also made a video specializing in one ability that this man has that's also one ability point. Freaking DK Metcalf, man. This guy's stats are unbelievable. He's incredibly fast. He's super tall, and he also gets this ability called Red Zone Threat for one ability point, which, if you guys haven't seen that video, I'm gonna link it up above, but I showcased why that ability is just so dominant. And oh boy, is this ability unbelievable, and it's only one ability point. DK is incredible, even though he runs like he's about to take a shit or has a shit in his pants. I mean, the card is just incredible. It plays so well. Plus, Seahawks is a really hot theme team right now, so if you're rocking that, get that Seahawks chem. In addition, I think this card and his power up goes for like 200K, so it's not too expensive. It's definitely reasonable. I'd highly recommend. He gets the 90 deep route running, which is really important as well. You can use this guy anywhere on the field. You can also put outside apprentice on him if you want, which is another important ability and definitely one that can help you with any sort of scheme that you're running. Guys, DK Metcalf, my third and last offensive player. I'd highly recommend you pick him up. Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, some of the best teams in the game, the money spenders, are still using DK Metcalf, despite the fact that he's not the highest overall card. Plays very similar to like Stephon Diggs. So I'd highly recommend you pick up a DK Metcalf. On the defensive side of the ball, there's two players that I really wanted to point out here to top off our 5 players. The first one, Isaiah Simmons, man. A little bit of a bias here. I love Clemson. I'm a huge Clemson fan. Isaiah Simmons was a freak of nature in college, but the price of this card has gone dramatically down. He goes for like 120K now. Might even be cheaper than that. I picked him up when he was still 200K. And he is still the best user in the game, maybe besides Taylor Mays. I don't have the coins to spend on Taylor Mays. If you can afford Taylor Mays, go with Taylor Mays over Isaiah Simmons. But you need an Isaiah Simmons on your team regardless. He's 6'4", which is huge on the field, but he's also fast. He's got 90 speed, and you can get him to 91 or 92 with sprinter. He's got all the intangibles that you need. He's a great user, so you don't need to have like a crazy man or crazy zone coverage. But he also gets acrobat, which is super important, especially on a user because we don't have lurker yet. Acrobat is massive. It'll give you those diving animations that you need that just help him in coverage so much, especially when you're using him. He just feels like this massive force on the field, and he's got great jumping and change of direction. So when you need to user or try to lurk or try to completely confuse your opponent, Isaiah Simmons is a great way to do that. And because of the fact that his price has come down so much, I can't recommend him enough. I'm going to be rocking him still for a lot longer because I don't want to upgrade to Taylor Mays yet. I just don't think the coin justification is there, and so I'm perfectly happy with Isaiah Simmons. I have no problem. You can see I can afford Taylor Mays. I'm happy with Isaiah Simmons. I think he's the best bang for your buck there. Every no money spent team definitely needs an Isaiah Simmons. Throw acrobat on him and have yourself a day, man, because this card is amazing, and I do expect him to get better user cards in the future. So if this will go into some sort of power up, assuming he gets it at some point, he's likely to be someone I'll have on my team pretty much all year. The last player we have, our 5th player and our 2nd defensive player. This one might come as kind of a surprise. It's Myles Garrett, man. This card still plays unbelievable. Now, we talk so much about the man coverage and the coverage and zone coverage and how do you cover and lurk and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, even just like the real NFL, if you don't have a pass rush, it does not matter how good your coverage is going to be, because you're going to either have to send 8 people in order to get through and have no one in coverage and take a chance, or they're just going to have all day in the pocket. They're going to be able to find someone at some point in the play, and it doesn't matter what your coverage looks like. You can have 99 overall cornerbacks with one step ahead. Doesn't make a difference. You need a good pass rusher. He's a great bang for your buck. You can throw edge threat on him if you have the AP to spend. I mean, it's 3 AP, it's a lot, but this man is still wreaking havoc for me. Even at this point in the game, it was one of the first promos in the game. He's still been playing so well for me. I can't recommend this card enough. And I 100% see Myles Garrett getting more cards in the future. So that's why you can justify powering him up, especially if you're worried about spending, coins on training and such. You can still power him up because I think he might be the sack leader in the NFL right now, which means he'll definitely be getting probably a team of the year card possibly, or something down the road. He'll be getting more cards. That is 100% guaranteed. Put a stamp of approval on it. You have my word. He will get more cards in the future. I guess I can say as long as he doesn't hit someone with his helmet and almost kill them, probably going to get more cards. So I'm 99.9% sure. As long as he doesn't lose his mind again, he's definitely going to get more cards. But this card plays unbelievably well. I can't recommend him enough because of the fact that he's a good budget price. He's definitely affordable. And even at this point in the game, with really good edge protectors, with really good offensive linemen, he still finds a way to wreak havoc for me and get in. You definitely need a pass rush, because it doesn't matter what your coverage corners can do if you don't have a pass rush at the end of the day. It's just not going to work. So guys, that's going to do it for this video. Those are the 5 players that I think every team, especially no money spent players, need right now. Some of them a little bit more expensive than others. I didn't rank them in order, so kind of pick and choose what you think is the most important. So I know like Reggie was really expensive. Josh is probably the number 1 player that I think you need. And then after that, probably Reggie Bush, Isaiah Simmons, all these cards. Save up a little bit of coins. I have a ton of coin making methods. If you're interested in learning on how to make more coins, Find those all over my channel. That's gonna wrap it up for us, guys. If you did like the video, please consider giving it a like rating so that I know you want more kind of tip videos like this. This is a little bit different. I don't normally break down players, but I did enjoy doing this. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, subscribe to the channel for more Madden 21 daily uploads just like this. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, thanks for stopping by.